Hi, this is Susan Blue Robot from susanbluerobot.com. I'm here today with another card making video. Today I'm going to work on a pop-up in a pop-up. I have a fascination and a big collection of pop-up books from various artists or authors, and a lot of their books nowadays have the main pop-up in the center, and then they have other little flaps that you lift them up and they have pop-ups. Now, I haven't seen anybody using the pop-ups like this with the Pop-Up Card Studio, so I thought I'd do a video to encourage you all to do this. I'm using Meet the Cuts Pop-Up Card Studio, and I sort of showed this that I'd done that same sort of thing when I'd done my ABC book. If you haven't seen my ABC book, it's on my blog at susanbluerobot.com. What I discovered is if I had have did 26 pages, my book would have been too fat. So I had to stop and think. I went through my books and I came out going, oh, I can put several on each page. Being here, I've got 2 on this page and 4 on this page. So we'll get started. So first off, what I might do is just do, what have I got in here? We'll do this angel, and we'll slightly turn her. Holding the control key down gives you more freedom on turning. If I wasn't holding the control key down, it only goes every 15 degrees. So I'm holding the control key down, and say I want to put her here, the top of her halo. I can have a straight bit, and here I can have a straight bit, but this is not the exercise that I set out to do on the right. I give a flat bit for there, oops, and I need a flat bit for a halo. Now we'll put her on the bottom. Now this make a good Christmas card. So I'm early, but I'm using this as an example, but you can turn it into whatever shapes and things that you want to use. That way you can give it your own spin, and we can see lots of examples. So now what we do is we give ourselves an anchor for her. And I don't like that anchor because I wasn't looking for right, there we have her. Now that's nice as a nice card to give, but the thing is you don't have to stick with just having the greetings and stuff coming from here. What you can do is you can go to a plane of, in this case we'll go to a plane, Brian taught us this in the webinar the other day. If I go to a plane of 1.10, I bring in a square and say we'll have this about here. Now this square is going to be 2.25. Now we take note that the square is 2.25. So I just write that 2.5 down, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give that a hinge, a top hinge, just up here, so that under here I can make a, say, 2-inch pop-up with the greetings of Merry Christmas, and then after I cut the card out, do the backing, I have this little flap as a thing to lift up to put the 2-inch in here. So we go accept, and we go print preview that. Now what we have is we have our angel over here, and we also have the little window to put a little pop-up in there. Now, another thing I was thinking is you could also do 3 little squares across here, 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 and then make little pop-up cards to fit under the flaps. It just depends. I've gone 2.25 here. Now, there I go. Okay, my pop-up card needs to be a little smaller, so I'm working on the principle. I go 1/4 of an inch bigger for this. So my pop-up will now be 2 inches for this. So we go back to here and we bring in a new project. We go, we want it 2 inches high and 2 inches wide, and co-create. Right. So now what we do is we say put on a plane of 0.5, or the back 0.5. Okay, so then we do bring in the wording. I'm tending to go with another one of my favorite stamps, not stamps, fonts is this one. And we go happy, oh, alright, Mary. Mary. Merry Christmas. And then we go, we put that under there. Of course we need to select both and shrink it. Now, yes, these are going to be very small letters, but the hint is if you, I'll just put that in view. If you had these letters all overlapping and things, there's no extra little tiny bits and pieces. Oh, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to move it down. Okay, so if I select them both, do split by glyph, split, and then that just splits with all the inner bits left free. I get this one, double click to get the arrow keys on the angle, hold the control key down, gives you control of rotating it if you've got the control key down. So then if I've got them all overlapped, then in the end I don't have all those little tiny letters to put in place. And I might just take all of these and move them in and double click. You can also do just a shadow of this and do a print and cut and put the words on and just have the machine cut, the pop-up card studio cut just the shadow in the pop-up part. But I thought it'd be nice to do lettering to show that you don't really need to have your pop-up, have your print and cut working. So, and I don't know about you, but this S to me and this S here, they seem upside down. No, I'll leave them. No, I'll leave them. I was just going to turn them up the other way, but I won't. Right. No, maybe not that much. Okay. So, now if I make sure the Mary is overlapping with the Christmas, and say move it over ever so slightly, and then I do a weld. So all those letters are now all together. If I just get my inverse eraser and get rid of those 3 little pieces here. I just had 3 little dots there that I really don't want them to cut. This still looks like Merry Christmas to me. Now I do a crop of the bottom. I use exclusive rec, and that's going to have all the letters touching the bottom. I do a crop of the top, and I now put that in the center to see if I need alterations at all. I just tweak it in just a little bit, put it in the center, put it to the bottom plane, and put an anchors on the top. We go, put this on a snapping 2-point rec, and I might do the whole lot instead of going singly. You can do personal preference, pop up, so it would work with just a full one. So there we have our 2-inch pop-up. You would cut this out. You would cut this out, then do a backing for your card. Then what you do, you stick this into your backing of your card. Now this only works with the backing of a card. A lot of people aren't making the backs for their cards. My personal preference is to have a backing. Then what you do is you cut out this one here, which works out to be 2 inches by 2 inches, and then that gets glued into the back of the card and to the top inside of the top flap. Now, one other thing that I did think of doing is when you're cutting it, if you bring in a circle, that's not where the circles are. If you bring in a circle, now between after you've cut this, before you're putting it on the backing card, if you glue a circle on the backing on this card, on the back of this card here, and a circle here, these are separate circles that you cut out separately, and you put them there. Then you put the card onto the backing card. Then you're left with this little tiny flap that this can now tuck under this side and copy paste, and you'll have one over this side, and this, when it's got the pop-up in it, you can just fold that down and just sort of clip it under your little a quarter circle here. So that's another thing you can do, and especially like if you were going to do the event calendars with 3 here, 3 there, 3 there, and 3 there for the 12 days of Christmas, and have a little thing under each, little pop-up under each one, would be so much fun. You aren't limited with just one here. You could go up here and say bring in this one. Okay, crop that. We go 0.101. Now you can put it on a plane as 0, but if I was to say paste it in place up there, do that a hinge. What is that doing? Oh yeah. So I could put another little verse up here in another separate little pop-up. And the reason that I've put it on a plane of 0.001 is so now when I do the virtual snapshot. This is something that Brian taught us all how to do. I can't take credit for this. And so that when you're doing the virtual snapshot to get your photo of it and things, that this works. If I had to put this on a plane of 0, it wouldn't have worked. Now, people go, okay, do I need to put this now back down on a plane of 0? No, you don't. Because if I was to do a print preview of this, it's still print preview. So this is how it's going to cut, no matter how, if this was on the bottom plane of a 0 or 0.01, it's still going to cut like that with the hinge. But of course, you wouldn't have these there, the 2 dots here. That's for art when you're constructing it. So we go, and see if we have a look here now, it shows your working mechanism of your hinge and things. So this has been Susan Blue Robot at susanbluerobot.com. I hope you enjoyed this video. It just gives that pop-ups don't only have to be this center pop-up. Take your creativity a lot further and put pop-ups on pop-ups on pop-ups on pop-ups. As I said, event calendars are good. You could also have one little message under here, another one here with another little message, and have a nice little greeting for somebody. You can also, if you go back to here, when you're doing the construction of putting it together, if you put the little, just a little bit of round paper or something under here, then that can hook under here. It's just another way to just keep your card secure, so you don't have all these little pop-ups when you open the card. They have to unclip it from under it. You don't put them too high, just unclip it from under there, and then they can read the message. And if you've got lots of different messages on it, even better. So this is pop-up on a pop-up on a pop-up, and I hope you've got something out of this, and I hope to see lots of creations. Thank you for visiting, and if you would like to purchase either Make the Cut or Pop-Up Card Studio, if you would click from a link from susanbluerobot.com, it would help support my blog, and I hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.